Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, where everything you're about to hear and see has been done in one take. I am your host, the One Take Man. Today I am once again on idrlabs.com in order to take a test, or should I say a quiz. This time wanted figuring out which D&D class I am. There's a little blurb here, let's go through it. In the popular world of D&D, adventurers come in many shapes and forms, not shapes and sizes, funnily enough, each embodying different archetypes and roles. This test will help you discover which class best suits your personality, strengths, and preferences as an adventurer. Whether you're a fierce warrior, a cunning rogue, a wise spellcaster, or something in between, there's a class that's perfect for you. Okay, and there's this pretty nice logo actually, kind of think of it. There's this blurb up here about using the test, but anyway, that's enough intro. Let's dig into this. Question 1 of 60. So we might be here for a while. I prefer to avoid direct confrontation and outsmart my opponents instead. Agree. Though there are some opponents who, who could outsmart me, so that's not always the best option. I mostly tend to agree. Okay, next question. I endure pain without wincing and push myself beyond my limits. Not entirely, but it does suit me somewhat. I have a strict moral code of conduct and expect the same from others. Very much so. Not sure if we should be fully or no. Yeah, that really depends on who you ask. I think this might, being on the far end of this might be more in keeping with me. My bond with animals is a source of joy and companionship, fostering empathy and understanding in my life. My bond with animals is not that deep. It might be deeper than my bond with the average person, but that's a separate question. I'm gonna keep it. Should I keep it neutral? No, light agree. Question 5 of 60. I prefer simple functional clothing and I'm not concerned with fashion trends. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Also, I have a very small closet. Like I can, like, I would need 2, maybe 3 hands to count all the shirts I have, but otherwise I am pure function. It's the pure function over form. Moving on, question 6 of 60. I draw strength from my unwavering faith, finding purpose and guidance in serving my chosen religion. I'm an atheist. um, I'm gonna say disagree. Even though I do pursue a code of conduct that's different from religion. Moving ahead, when encountering a conflict, I use my gift of persuasion to find common ground. I do not really have a lot of really a gift of persuasion, but I do try and hear people out, figure out what their deal is. So I'm gonna say light agree. I value experiences and thrills over tradition or structure. There is something to be said for both. Not necessarily for tradition, which is, which has been referred to somewhat insultingly, but not entirely inaccurately, as the worship of ashes. But when it comes to structure, well, structure can be used for a wide variety of functions, and also they might not be appropriate for the function they were designed to do. Experiences and thrills, however, are a little bit more free flow and are more likely to change. And to the extent to which they need change, you pretty much pretty much need both. Still, I'm gonna go with light disagree on this question. Moving ahead, I rely more on instinct and raw talent than on study or discipline. Again, gotta go disagree here. I might go on instinct, but raw talent is something different. I prefer, I prefer getting information, figuring out what's ahead of me. I appreciate the beauty of efficiency and getting the job done quickly. Very much so. I am often wary of strangers. There are 3 things in life that are true: death, taxes, and the kindness of strangers. okay, there is some level of flexibility to it, but overall, I find myself disagreeing with this statement. I find solace in the simplicity of the wilderness, where the absence of civilization speaks to my instincts. Light agree here. I, I do like, uh, I do find myself partial to dendrological therapy, aka walk in the woods. But, but anything else is really just poetic prose. I am competitive, someone who enjoys a good challenge. Um, hmm. This is another one that can go either way for me. Uh, but I don't really. I can't really say. I kind of want to know how effective I am, but I even if I don't always seek to win. So maybe I'll just say okay. Maybe I'll just say good and say that I agree. Figure out what my limits are, or to what extent I can maybe surpass them. That would be something I'm interested in. I have a taste for the macabre. Um, Not really, to be honest. Like I do watch some media that is that is adjacent to the horror genres, but I don't always seek it out, so to speak. Okay, 25% through. Question 15. When faced with a challenge, I typically rely on charm or wit to navigate through it. If by wit we mean talking my way out of it, then maybe. But otherwise, I don't know. I can't charm people, or I mean, maybe I can't. It's be more accurate to say I can't charm people on purpose. So it's not like I can go charm on. Hey, how are you doing? Can you help me? Can you can you get this done for me? Something like that. So it's more like, hey, I got this. I had this thing I need to work on. Here's some. Here's something you need to consider. Maybe it might be worth helping me out. Overall, though, I have to say disagree, light disagree. I view the world through a lens of spiritual significance, finding meaning in even the most mundane of occurrences. Um, Again, not entirely true, because there is a significance to things that happen, but that's not always spiritual. You coming in late to work does not have spiritual significance. It has a practical significance of having been stuck in traffic because some idiot couldn't didn't know when to take a turn. So while I do some pattern seeking, but it's not spiritually connected. Moving ahead, I'm mindful of my impact on the environment, striving to live in harmony with nature and reduce my ecological footprint. This is either a soft agree or a high agree. Mm, because do I do everything possible to mitigate it? No. Do I do do I take it into account when doing whatever in my life, and when going about for certain things? I would say yes. I don't actively seek it out, so I don't actively seek out to destroy it. And in fact, if possible, I want to make a difference, make a positive difference. So I'm gonna say soft agree. I am humble, feeling that true greatness lies in service to others. That is that is a pretty loaded statement. However, I do have to say that when it comes to like job searches, my main motivation is figuring out uh, how I can most effectively support the processes other people are working on. So I think an agree, soft agree works here. Uh, Soft agree? Yeah, I'll go with soft agree. I prefer to understand a problem thoroughly before taking action. Yep. I find deception and prejudice to be categorically immoral and intolerable. Prejudice, yes. Deception is deception is more of a morally gray uh, facet. So precisely because of this grouping, I'm gonna go with a light agree. In social settings, I am naturally drawn to the spotlight, eagerly engaging with others and entertaining them with my takes. Sometimes, but most of the time I'm more of a, I'm more of a bit player. So light disagree. I often rely on my instincts, trusting my gut reactions in the heat of the moment. Soft agree here. I am analytical and methodical in my approach to problem solving. Again, soft agree. I am willing to make deals with unsavory individuals to achieve my goals. That depends on the contents of the deals and what else I have on them, because I know that some people will just, you know, do time you anyway. So I'm gonna say soft agree. I am comfortable taking risks that leave others queasy. Depends on the risks, but overall, I don't think I am as ready to risk stuff as other people. So soft disagree here. I am independent by nature, preferring to rely on my own skills. I am very much like a cat, so yes. Soft agree. I have a strong moral compass and an unwavering belief in a cause or ideal. I have already mentioned my political leanings, and in fact have showcased them, so that should not be a surprise. And for those who think I could make a comment here about politics and morality, but this is not the time nor the place. Moving ahead. Self-control and inner peace are among my most important goals. Self-control, I can fairly confidently say I already strived at. I already reached that. Inner peace, yeah, that's something I want. That's something I want. Though I have to say that my inner peace is somewhat, is somewhat influenced by my surroundings. I want to make sure that my surroundings are in the best condition that I can leave them. That doesn't always mean that I bend over backwards to do stuff for others, but it means that I would prefer a certain arrangement. So anyway, hard agree. I want my life to be an ever-changing journey where each new adventure becomes another chapter in the tale. There are things I would, there are developments I would want. I'm not gonna pretend that's not the case. But saying I want it to be an ever-changing journey, I am prepared to encounter it if it is indeed an ever-changing journey. And indeed, there are certain things I would like to, I would like to change, certain contributions that I would like to bring. However, not necessarily sure if I could really go so far as to call it an ever-changing journey. Maybe slowly changing. So I'm gonna say soft agree. People say I have a mysterious or secretive air about me. Very much so. Compassion and empathy are at the core of my beliefs, driving me to offer support to those in need. Again, not all the time. A lot of my beliefs are actually more or less rooted in. Would it actually be egoistic altruism? A little bit, but has more to do with maybe. Uh, hmm. Hmm. They're not at the core, but I care about them. I care about people, doing the best with their lives, because that's the point of living together, bring the best of ourselves. So I'm gonna say agree. I am aware that certain people are hacks, but that doesn't make the process itself in any way in any way wrong. So moving ahead. I struggle to fully control my impulses at times, leading to unpredictable results. It happens rarely, but not as rarely as I would like. I could actually go all the way to fully disagree, but no, it's just a partial disagree. I prioritize helping others even if it inconveniences me. That is not true. Sometimes I will help others, and that would lead to me being inconvenienced, but Yeah, I still somewhat search for my own convenience. I often feel ostracized and misunderstood by others due to the unique way I behave. Yes, yes, I do. I am quirky in a way not a lot of people can bear. I am comfortable operating on the fringes of society. Mm, kind of a hit and miss here. I'm gonna say, and by hit and miss, I mean that sometimes I'm fine with it, sometimes sometimes uh, I want to get more out of it. I want to, uh, and I want to make sure that what I do actually brings a difference. Uh, for the most part, however, it's a disagree for me. I'm not easily discouraged by setbacks and learn from my mistakes. I do learn from my mistakes, but I am not pleased at all with setbacks. I'm not gonna say I'm very easily, but I am somewhat easily discouraged. It takes a while for me to, um, uh, to get myself in the mental state to try stuff. So it's a light disagree here. I am a beacon of hope for others. I'm not sure which others see me as a beacon of hope. I would like, I would like to know that's the case. So I don't know. Soft agree maybe. I strive to cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and mindfulness, recognizing the gift we've all been given. Gratitude is the gratitude is the abuser's weapon of saying "see," of being at least the way the abusers say, "At least I didn't kill you." So this one is, I don't know. I've seen gratitude used in a whole bunch of uh, ridiculous ways by people who want to avoid responsibilities. So I am not particularly inclined to see it in a positive light. Though it is true that life is. Could it be said that life is a gift, or is life just a consequence, something that happens? Mm, well, at least perhaps people should be grateful it happened to them. I don't know. They're not. No one's obliged to do so. Well, but then again, this quiz might be about me. So, what is my relationship to the gift of life? Well, I've obviously still hang on to it. So, I guess that there is some level of gratitude in that. Mindfulness. Yeah, I actually do like being mindful. So, going on, I value intellectual pursuits and learning above all else. Um, hard degree. It's not a soft degree, but it's not a hard degree. It's not a hard degree either, but it's leans more towards a hard degree. Next, I am highly disciplined and dedicated when it comes to my studies. Not as disciplined or dedicated as others. Also depends on the content of the studies, I have to say. Moving ahead, I have an interest in meditation or mindfulness practices. I am curious, but don't really, don't really consistently pursue it. Like there was a time when I tried meditating, and I don't know, wasn't for me, or really I didn't find much of a benefit. Maybe I did it wrong. Someone could clarify. I strive to raise awareness about pressing issues like climate change and biodiversity loss. I'm gonna say hard agree. Then again, I'm not really sure a lot of people can. No, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go too deep into that. My general stance is that uh, I hard. I this that I hard that I agree fully with this statement. I pick up on subtle physical cues others miss. This one is a little bit of a is a little bit of a hit and miss because uh, there was this one time I noticed that a young lady in the group I was in had the nails on one of her hands painted but not on the other, and I was the only one who noticed that. But at the same time, if someone tells me something in one way, in one way in particular, it's supposed to mean, so that it's supposed to mean something in particular that just went right over me. So, um, I really don't know. Soft agree, because why not? I am satisfied with a simple life. I do not care about luxury or luxury goods. Hard agree here, to be honest. I have a flamboyant or dramatic temperament. Generally not, but then if I, if I get mad, I can be very mad. I'm like, look what the world has done to me. Rare, but known to happen. Light disagree. I respect a worthy opponent even if they stand on the other side of a fight. Hmm. Sometimes being on the other side makes you more worthy of disrespect because really you have those skills and you decided to waste them on this. Um, in general, however, you are required to you are required to show respect in the sense that you are required to not dismiss anything. Uh, so you're able to understand what it is that uh, draws people to what is it that draws people to certain positions. But anyway, my attitudes on debate aside, I'm gonna go light agree. I believe in the power of holistic wellness and alternative medicine to promote mental and physical health. It's a light disagree. I could go hard disagree and go full science, but then again, science uh, is a continual process, influenced very much influenced by the egos of those involved. And if everyone involved comes from a specific medium, a specific kind of ego can get manifested, and that in turn leads to only a certain set of knowledge being, receiving uh, any kind of attention. So going a little bit broader with your attention towards, with your attention and your care towards yourself, is a generally good approach, perhaps. But you're not gonna like cure cancer with essential oils or anything like that. So, light disagree. I stand up for justice regardless of the consequences. Um, Soft agree, because while I talk about how I'm not sure how topical this will be by the time this video comes out, but you know, but I do call out like free Palestine on on social media. But if I were actually in the uh, uh, in the Levant, I would perhaps participate in protests. But as soon as the police or something else cracks down, I'm you know I'm gonna run to the first hiding place available. So yeah, not regardless of the consequences, but with careful consideration of the consequences. I am comfortable with ambiguity and moral gray areas. Ambiguity and moral gray areas are uh, really all around you. Do I seek to avoid them? Mm, for the most part, or I try to disambiguize them. That's also something I delve into. So, light disagree. Loyalty to those who have earned my trust is more important than following laws or customs. Soft disagree. Because don't get me wrong, I do care about my friends, but if my friends try to get me into drug dealing, I'm like, nope. Or if they, or rather, if you want me to do plan your murder or plan a murder or help you out with a murder, then I'm gonna say no. I would, however, be willing to, on occasion, bend the law because the law itself doesn't always, doesn't always subscribe to the uh, doesn't always subscribe to what is most beneficial to uh, people thriving. Anyway, moving ahead, I have a fierce loyalty to those I consider my tribe or companions, and I'm willing to go to great lengths to protect them. Soft agree. Maybe not great lengths, but sizable lengths. Moving ahead, I captivate others with my storytelling prowess. Well, given I have published books, I sure hope so. Uh, but really going, uh, hard agree due to, celebrate, to justify my vanity is not something I'll do. But when it comes to stuff like campfire stories, I don't necessarily think I would be as skilled. So maybe soft agree, because I can still spin a tale should I choose to do so. And also um, I do online roleplay, so that's pretty much, and they very much are built around that. So I think a soft degree is the most fair answer possible. I am resourceful and can adapt to changing and challenging environments. Mm, if you throw me in the middle of a jungle, I might be dead within 2 days, or I might, or I might become a modern day Robinson Crusoe. Yeah, I know Robinson Crusoe was out at sea. Spare me. He found an island. He settled in a jungle like environment. So I still think this is a fair comparison. Mm, this is a tricky question. I think I'm gonna go soft disagree. If I'm to be perfectly honest, there are things I can work around, but I definitely do have my limits. I feel most alive when engaged in physical exertion, when the rush fuels my spirit. Um, no, not really. Or rather, it evokes a certain kind of sensation from me, but I don't say it's when I feel most alive or when I feel most satisfied. So maybe soft disagree. I seek peaceful solutions to conflict whenever possible. Soft agree. I won't necessarily go for hard agree because I think you're aware of the difference between positive peace and negative peace. Negative peace means there's no conflict. Positive peace means people have no reason to go to conflict because everyone has enough confidence in the system working in their favor that they don't want to go outside of it. So I very much support that kind of I very much support that kind of peace more than I seek to uh, for example disarm people who are fighting against their oppressors. So yeah, soft agree here. Going ahead. Discipline and personal improvements are the keys to overcoming any challenge. You're not gonna climb Mount Everest without without some climbing gear. You're not gonna climb to the top of Mount Everest without some climbing gear. While they help, they aren't the keys. Hard disagree. I shy away from fame. I have 2 YouTube channels. uh, I I don't seek it out, but I don't shy away from it. So no, soft disagree. Soft disagree. Going ahead. I enjoy taking long walks. If I have nothing else to do, but I won't stop whatever it is I'm doing in order to take a long walk. I have, I have other things I would rather keep myself busy with. So soft agree. I view friends and romantic partners as temporary. Soft disagree. I, I try to keep them close for as long as I can, but I realize that does not always work, and it also depends on them and how the connections around ourselves work as well. So for that reason, while I do try to uh, make it work for as long as possible, I can't really say it's a hard disagree. It's a soft disagree because there are some connections that are just there and then gone. And last but not least, I'm a bit of an absent-minded professor. Yeah, I am. Okay, finish. So what did I get? Okay. Sizable spread here. 55% Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Ranger. 70% Druid, 40% Fighter, 35% Sorcerer, so almost no Sorcerer at all. 50% Rogue, 45% Warlock, 75% Paladin, okay, 85% Wizard, 90% Monk. So I could perhaps multi-spec Monk Wizard. Is there a hybrid class along those lines that I don't know of? Anyway, interesting to know that I'm a monk. Let's see what the description says. The monk is a disciplined warrior of mind, body, and spirit, embodying harmony, self-mastery, and enlightenment. They are ascetics who have devoted themselves to a life of rigorous training and spiritual discipline, seeking to transcend the limitations of the mortal realm. Monks harness the power of Ki, an inner energy that flows through all living beings, enabling them to perform extraordinary feats of agility, speed, and resilience. I was not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping I would be more of a wizard, perhaps. But I guess, as in less of a physical combatant. I wonder if monk has one of those less physical classes available. Anyway, moving ahead. Through meditation and martial arts, that is actually something I want to get into. They achieve a state of inner peace and focus, allowing them to unleash their full potential in combat. Monks often follow a code of ethics or philosophy which guides their actions and shapes their worldview. Whether serving as humble protectors of their monastic order, wandering philosophers seeking enlightenment, that sounds more my speed, or righteous warriors defending the innocent, monks embody the virtues of balance, discipline, and inner strength. Well, now I know. Now I know what my D&D class would be. And yeah, that was it. That was my video. Thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed it, well then please like the video, maybe even share it wherever you think other people will also like the video. If you have anything to add, either to the quiz itself or to my answers and results, that's what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. Ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. I also, as I said, have another YouTube channel, my main channel, which ironically, as of the time this video's production, has less subscribers than this channel. A link to it you will find in the description down below, right past my social media links, which I also suggest you check out should you choose to. Additionally, I also have a Patreon where you can throw some money my way, depending on the level at which you pledge. And depending on the level at which you pledge, you will also receive certain perks. I won't go into what those are. I want you to discover those for yourselves. And yeah, that was about it. Until next time, I have been the One Take Man.